Ethan Carter was a real estate agent who specialized in forgotten places, old estates, foreclosed properties, and buildings with long-lost histories. When he was assigned the Windham Hill Orphanage, he saw it as just another listing. The town council wanted to demolish the ruins and build luxury apartments. Ethan's job was to photograph the structure and document its condition. The building had stood abandoned since 1958. Locals called it the Hollow House, and children were warned never to venture near it. Ethan, a pragmatic man, didn't believe in ghost stories. He saw dollar signs where others saw cobwebs. So he packed his Canon, drone, flashlight, and coffee and set off for Windham Hill. The orphanage loomed atop a narrow hill like a castle from a forgotten dream. Ivy strangled its brick walls, and rusted swings creaked in the wind. A condemned sign clung desperately to the chain-link gate, which Ethan pushed open with effort. Inside, the building groaned with age. The main foyer was littered with broken furniture and moldy paperwork. A faded sign above the entrance read, St. Adeline's Orphanage. The air smelled like mildew and rot, yet beneath that was something else. Like burnt sugar. Like something old pretending to be sweet. He snapped his photos and set up the drone, but as he moved deeper into the orphanage, the silence thickened. Doors opened by themselves, and Ethan swore he heard the patter of small feet behind him, but each time he turned, nothing was there. In what once had been the matron's office, Ethan found a leather-bound journal. The entries were erratic, spanning from 1943 to 1958, written by someone named Sister Helena. The final entry read, "The children are not themselves. They whisper to the walls. They say the girl in the attic tells them secrets. We tried locking the door. We tried prayer. But she is part of this place now." The attic? Ethan flipped the journal shut and felt cold fingers brush the back of his neck. He spun around, no one. Ethan should have left, but his curiosity anchored him. As twilight bled into night, he set up his sleeping bag in the former nursery. His flashlight barely cut through the gloom. The wallpaper was peeling, revealing layers of crayon drawings beneath. Faces. Dozens of childlike faces, each one expressionless, hollow-eyed. Sometime around 2 a.m., Ethan awoke to distant lullabies. Soft. Off-key. He rose, following the sound, heart pounding. He reached the second floor, where dormitory doors were ajar. Inside, rusty bunk beds and abandoned toys sat in quiet decay. Then he saw it, a child at the end of the hall. She stood barefoot in a faded nightgown, her back to him. Her head twitched slightly to the side. "Hello," he called. She vanished. He found it in the east wing, a door chained shut, with a rusted sign, "Do not open, by order of the diocese." Ethan, trembling now, used a crowbar to break the chain. The door creaked open like a sigh. The attic was filled with old trunks, dolls with glassy eyes, and a single bed frame. On the wall, a phrase scratched over and over. "She sees you when you sleep." Then the temperature dropped. His breath fogged. The attic light flickered. Behind him, the door slammed shut. A voice whispered beside his ear, "A play with us." They came slowly. One by one. Pale children in old-fashioned clothes, their eyes dark voids, surrounding him. "We never left," one said. "She made us stay," another added. Ethan backed away, tripping over a toy train. A girl stepped forward. Unlike the others, she had no face, just skin where features should be. "You woke her up," said the eyeless boy. Then, screaming. Blinding white light. Everything around him twisted, melting into a surreal, nightmarish blur. Ethan fled down the stairs, falling through a rotted step into the basement. It was darker than darkness. He lit his phone. The room was a chapel of horror. Children's drawings in blood covered the walls, depictions of fire, screaming nuns, and a faceless girl with long black hair. Bones littered the floor. From the shadows, she emerged. Tall. Silent. Her head tilted unnaturally. The faceless girl. "You shouldn't be here," she hissed. Then the children began to chant, "Stay. Stay. Stay." Ethan screamed as the faceless girl reached toward him. Just before she touched him, the basement door burst open. Morning light poured in. Ethan clawed his way out, crawling through shattered glass and into the open air. Behind him, the orphanage groaned once more and fell eerily silent. He never spoke of what happened in Windham Hill again. But his footage, found weeks later, showed glimpses of children staring into the lens. Of the faceless girl hovering inches behind him. Of whispers saying his name over and over. The town voted against demolition. The orphanage still stands, quietly waiting on Windham Hill. Some nights, passers-by claim to hear laughter and lullabies floating on the wind. Others say if you walk too close, the windows bleed red. And if you listen carefully enough, you can still hear Ethan screaming.